Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the comic book review series. And today I'm going to be talking about issue 4 of Superman 78, The Metal Curtain. An excellent follow-up to issue 3, and this picks up where we left off from the end, where we saw the return of Lex Luthor, and we were also treated to the first ever appearance of General Sam Lane, Lois's father, and we also got to see him meet Superman for the first time. And we also saw in issue 3, Superman is still heavily weakened from his battle with Metallo, and issue 4 just really takes things up to another level and really captures the warmth and essence of the classic Christopher Reeve Richard Donner movies. So, with that all said, let's not waste any more time. Let's see what happens in issue 4. So we now see Metallo has officially unveiled himself to the public and has referred to himself as the second coming of a new revolution. And we also see here Metallo is essentially calling out Superman for another fight or another rematch, shall we say, after their last battle they had outside the Fortress of Solitude. And he's pretty much saying, "Fetch your Superman, I want him now." And we see Clark, who is still kind of weakened from his battle with Metallo, springs into action. Now, this next scene here, I could essentially hear the John Williams theme. As you can see, brilliant stuff. So we see Superman and Metallo have another battle, and I think this time round, I think Superman is a little bit more prepared for Metallo. Obviously, there is the kryptonite to deal with, but I think this time round, I think Superman kind of got the better of Metallo as opposed to the first time where they faced, because I kind of feel that although Superman did get a few good hits in, he was kind of overpowered by Metallo. So it's good to see that he actually came more prepared this time. So obviously, Metallo still has the edge. So this kind of reminds me of Superman 2, where Superman battled Zod, Nom, and Ursa. You know, you've seen lots of destruction around Metropolis, but instead of Superman fighting three people, this time around he's fighting one guy. So, still quite a big battle. As you can see here, he's still kind of weakened, but this is what I've always liked about this version of Superman. Even though he's weakened by kryptonite, he still takes the fight and he still doesn't give up. Whereas other versions I've seen, he just kind of gets weakened and the battle's pretty much over. Superman still hanging in there and still throwing hands, so I like that. So, little twist here coming up here shortly. The way he throws this tank reminds me of something I would have seen in Superman the animated series from the 1990s. Just essentially just throws an entire tank. So this is definitely something I would have seen in the DCAU. So it's kind of cool we got that here. And Lois, of course, senses that something isn't right. And then Superman gets blasted with a full charge of kryptonite. And yeah, there you go. Yeah. I don't ever remember Metallo shooting kryptonite at that full range. I mean, I remember he did something similar like that in the animated series, but I don't think he ever done it quite like that. I mean, it's just like a full on kryptonite explosion. Pretty, you know, horrific stuff here. And Superman is saying that we haven't done anything wrong to you. And this is where the twist comes in. You know, we see Lex Luthor is back and he knows how to defeat Metallo, and he reveals himself that he is the one that created the armor. Interesting. And we get a little scene here where Superman asks Lex Luthor, what does he want? And Lex is pretty much saying, I'm calling you on a frequency that only you can hear because I thought you should know that soldier being all he can be for the USSR. He's wearing my armor. Interesting. So, in a way, Lex Luthor is kind of helping Superman defeat Metallo. But the question is, why? We don't find out in this issue, but no doubt we will find out very soon. So, as you can see here, Metallo is about to deliver the final blow, and then, thanks to Lex Luthor, he finds the fail switch button and is able to switch off the kryptonite. And now it's an even fight, and Superman finally gets a proper hit on Metallo. Who'd ever thought Lex Luthor would be Superman's savior? So badass. I'm still standing. And we see Metallo pretty much flies away before shutdown can be completely completed. And we see the soldiers saying, "We'll go after him, Superman." And Superman essentially saying, "There's been enough fighting for one day. You and your men, pleased to see any injured." So he's pretty much off to meet Lex. And I think we're going to find out what Lex's connection is with the USSR and the Metallo suit of armor. But a very good issue, much more stronger than issue 3. Although I did enjoy issue 3, I think issue 4 really picks up the pace, and I think the battle the second time around was slightly better than the first one because Superman was a bit more prepared and he managed to get a few more hits in, and also with an unlikely assist from Lex Luthor. So we'll no doubt find out what his connection is to Metallo and his suit of armor. But there you have it, Superman 78, issue 4, The Metal Curtain. Fantastic, and really loving this series a lot. I still stand by what I said. I enjoyed the Brainiac series just a little bit more, but this is shaping up to be equally as good. You know, it's a little bit slow in some parts, but still very enjoyable nonetheless. Love the artwork, very reminiscent and very true to the Superman movies of the 70s and the 80s. And, you know, certain pages and panels you can see, you could really feel like you're watching a Superman movie brought to life. So there you have it, Superman 78, issue 4, The Metal Curtain. Excellent stuff. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What do you think Lex's connection is to Metallo? Why did he create the armor? Why did he help Superman? And also, how is this all connected to the USSR? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the comic book review series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.